Hello, beauty queens. Welcome back to Twanna Y'vette Beauty. Today, I ran across something that I just had to share. Super funny, yet it's not funny. A lot of us make so many makeup mistakes, and so today we're going to talk about it. So I ran across this article 50 times makeup artists fail so bad they deserve to be shamed online. Like, if this was from 2023, so, I know a lot of people have probably went over this already. However, comma, this is hilarious in a sense, but as a cosmetologist and as a certified makeup artist, some of these things are just, crucial. So what they say is whether it's a botched eyeliner job or a foundation shade that doesn't quite match our skin tone, many of us have had our fair share of beauty mishaps. And sometimes they're not so easy to avoid. However, the subreddit Bad MUAs, which I did check out, okay, disclaimer, I did check these things out. This, I guess it's a blog by boardpanda.com. Um, it said that the bad MUAs on the subreddit is dead, like it's closed down or something. So I couldn't get in there. But I did run across this blog, right? So it takes a lighthearted approach to showcasing some of the most cringy or cringe-worthy makeup fails on the internet. It's important to note that the purpose of this content is not to ridicule or shame those featured, but rather to highlight the importance of proper makeup application, which means, people, we are not making fun of anybody. This is lighthearted, but we are here to educate as well. Okay? End of disclaimer. Let's move on to photo number one. Mind you, I am not going to go over all 50 of these, and some of these I have not seen. So this is an honest reaction. First of all, this is supposed to be bridal makeup. What on God's green earth were they thinking? First of all, it's way caked up. I'm looking at this, and the first thing I see is the under eye area, which is way cakey. The eyeliner and the eyeshadow comes down too far under the eye, which is highlighting all of the little fine lines and creases. The eyelashes are too big. Plus, you got some powder or some concealer or something on the eyelashes and didn't clean it off. The eyelashes are not lined up with your natural eye, so I can tell where your eyelashes begin and the other lashes end. Also, underneath the brow area is a disaster. Blend that out. Okay, please blend it out. Concealer is not eyeshadow as well. So I would say to use a shadow to kind of tone that down a little bit. It's okay to highlight under the brow. I think it's really pretty, but at the same time, you don't want it to look cakey. You don't want it to look like concealer. You want it to look like eyeshadow. That's what goes on top of your eyeshadow. I don't see a whole lot of bronzing going on, so warming the makeup up was not on this MUA's mind. The brows are kind of okay. I think the brows would stand out more if they were a little bit darker and if there had been some bronzing going on. I don't see any blush application, but I do see a lot of contour. Again, the contour would have been okay if there had been some bronzing, some toning, some warming up of the face. The nose contour is a definite no. Everything about this is wrong. The highlight, the blush on the tip of the nose is making her look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I'm sorry. Um, it's just all wrong. Like, that's not how you contour a nose. That's all wrong. And anybody can see the lip area. This is not good. This is not good. Um, what I can tell is that the makeup artist probably used a matte liquid lipstick or a satin lipstick and then put gloss on top of it, which messed up the liner. That's incorrect. That's not how you do that at all. Personally, I like a matte lip, especially if we're, going, to a wedding, we're doing bridal makeup and the bride has to kiss the groom. I would never put a gloss unless they requested it, unless they were adamant about it, because men don't like lip gloss on their lips. So when you go in for the kiss, you're either gonna have to blot really quickly or just not have the lipstick on, the lip gloss on. So I wouldn't do this anyway. And as you can see, if you use the wrong lip gloss, it's going to totally wreck the work that you've done. So this is a definite no for a bride. Some of the comments says, how is that fashion standard seeming leg hair and armpit hair icky in women, but hair growing out of their eyelids? Like, I don't know what you mean by that. Sir, ma'am, those are lashes, and I do believe that eyelashes are pretty to a certain extent. Okay, number two, everything about this concerns me. Okay, seriously, I, um, okay. First of all, um, there's a lace front going on, and I can see the knots, the lace, and all of that. So that should have been taken care of with makeup. So it's way lighter. Um, and you probably can't see my cursor, but it's way lighter under there, and it should not be. That lace should have been tinted with some concealer or powder or foundation or something before they applied it, especially if you're going to wear makeup. The bronzer is a complete um, disaster because it's not color matched. It's orange. It's making her look orange. And the fact that the powder that was used to, um, the highlight just isn't. Oh, this is awful. And she's so pretty. She's really pretty, but and I'm kind of thinking maybe the makeup artist wasn't done. That's really what it looks like. It looks like the makeup artist wasn't done because the eyebrows aren't done. I can see where they outline the eyebrow and then they started filling in, but then they stopped. I can see where the liner was going on, but um, it's very sharp. And then you have a pastel pink around the eye and it's making the whites of her eyes look a little reddish, which is not cute. That messes up the whole look. I can tell that she's wanting, her eyelashes and not falsies, which is great, but you should have added a wing, a very small wing, to kind of draw that out, right? Also, if somebody has really short lashes and they don't want to use eyelashes, not so thick of an eyeliner. You can use black eyeliner, but not so thick. The line shouldn't be that thick because you're taking away from her natural lash. Um, the powder definitely should have been blended in. There should have been a lot of blending going on. And if you're going to use a bold lip, there's an easy method to line your lips up. If you mess up lipstick like this, it's so simple to fix with some concealer, a little bit of powder, and some setting spray. So there were a lot of steps that were missed. This looks unfinished. The nose and everything, it just looks unfinished. So I'm not a fan of that at all. All right, let's look at number three, right? Oh dear. This is this is an educational moment. Number three, made a pretty girl look cheap and shiny. Well, I don't know about that, but what I can tell you is the only thing I guess I like about this is that they were able to hide the acne. And I don't know if they used a filter afterward for the picture, but that's literally the only thing I can say that I like. The brow is a little heavy for her face. She has a small face, and the brow and the highlighter on top of the cheek was way over the top. The color of the eyeshadow was not the problem. It's the technique in the application. It's just too much. Like her face is too small for this. Made her lips look 10 times bigger. That black liner around the lip with, again, a pastel, bubblegum pink does not match. I mean, it's not ombre, it's not blended. I mean, it literally, I don't know if they were going for like the cartoon lip and then the Vampira eyeshadow. Like, I don't know. There are a lot of things going on. Um, that's just not right. Now, I will say, looking at the eye area, I think whoever did this may have some talent, but you've got to look at your client and say, okay, this is not going to be a look for you because, the dimensions of your face, you know, and then you've got to, look at the color palette. Pink and purple do go together, but not in this format, not the shades that she's using. Way, way too much highlighter on the cheek. I mean, as much highlight as you have on the nose, probably that's what she should have done, um, on the cheek and more close to the hairline and not disturbing the actual blush on her face. Then you can see on the side of her face the blush and the blending. I don't know if they use bronzer. It looks too light to be concealer, but it was not blended together. It wasn't meshing together. You know, it wasn't coming together. It's really separated. It just, it's a no for me. It's a definite no for me. And she's such a pretty girl, but picture A and picture B looks like two totally different people. Like if I saw that person on the street, I would not guess that when you wash your makeup off that you look like the young lady, you know, in the first picture. That's crazy to me. Number four, those brows. This has to be a joke. I'm just saying, this has to be a joke, right? Because first of all, these brows, no. I can already tell what they did. They used a brow wax or a pomade or a hairspray or something to mimic you getting your brows, straightened out or shellacked or whatever they call it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Put them in the comments. You know what I'm talking about. When they straighten their, brows or whatever, to make them look, big and bushy or whatever. You simulated that, but you didn't trim any of her brows. You didn't arch. You didn't give them a shape. And so they ended up being way too big. I can see where they went around the brow area to, I guess, kind of give it some symmetry, but it was way off. Like that's a definite no-no. The Ardell Wispies, they're cool, they're okay. I don't have a problem with the eyeliner. I don't have a problem with the eyeliner. Underneath the eye, this technique of putting blush too close to your under eye is a no-no. That is an Instagram fail, in my opinion. That blush and that bronzer around your hairline, on your forehead, under your eye, too dark of a concealer to, that it doesn't bring out any bone structure or anything. Um, when you want to contour your face, this is not it. And you forgot about the rest of your face. There's no contour or, anything going on uh, underneath the cheek all the way down. Nothing is happening. Absolutely nothing. Don't have much to say about the lipstick except for it is the wrong color. The application is nice, but it's the wrong color considering the eyeshadow and the eyeliner. So this is a definite no. If you're going to consider playing around with stuff like this, highlight that eye and tone everything else down. And never go dark under your eye. The same color as your complexion, your foundation is fine, or a little bit lighter if you're afraid to play with, highlighted um, products, but never go darker and never go orange. This is going to make you look old. It's going to age you. It's not going to give you that facelifted look. It's going to drag your face down. And, she definitely looks too young, for all of this. This is just ridiculous. Not only that, but you can see the acne coming through the foundation and also a little heavy on the highlight on the nose. I probably would have contoured in a different direction and left the highlight off the nose. Just my opinion. But let's go to number five. Wow. Okay, let's talk about color matching the skin. Okay? This ain't it. This is not how you color match your foundation. Um, in between your jawline and your neck is the perfect place to color match foundation because that's usually um, your problem area. Do I go close to my face? Do I go close to the rest of my body? That area, that jawline is the perfect place to color match. And if you don't have the right shade of foundation, start mixing. If you don't have anything to mix, don't even worry about it. Get you some Cody Airspun powder and leave the rest. Don't even worry about the foundation. You know what I'm saying? If you know how to contour and highlight with concealer without using foundation, you're doing great. But I'm guessing that that's not what happened here. Um, it also says that this was advertising on a brand with an MUA tagged. This is not cool. This is not good branding. That you have one shade of foundation on this poor woman's face, and then the rest of her body is so much lighter. So, what was going on? I can tell that the MUA has good technique. I can tell that the application, you did okay. I wouldn't say it's 100%, but it's better than what I've seen. It's just you have to color match your foundation, people. You can't do this and go out of the house and think this is okay. It's not okay. And people can tell. It's not just on pictures, people can tell. Number six, true crime shows always have makeup that looks like it's done by morticians. Okay, that's because, let's talk about it, right? If you're working with a photographer, I don't know if you guys remember, um, there used to be this Glamour Shots, this company called Glamour Shots, right? And Glamour Shots would use a certain foundation and certain makeup blend that was very heavy and waxy. And most often, when you're dealing with the TV industry, or you go somewhere and you're going to do something like Glamour Shots, or you're going to be on theatrical television, or you know, morticians, the foundation is going to be waxy because number one, you want the foundation to stay in place, and number two, it's supposed to simulate skin that's alive. So when you put that type of product on skin that is alive and is thriving, it is going to accentuate every nook and cranny, every line, every wrinkle, every detail that you have in your face, every pore, every crater, everything. It's going to accentuate everything. Number two, again, if you don't have the right shade, it's going to look a hot mess. Number three, do not stamp your eyebrows on, please. That's a big no-no. Like the stamping on of the brow is a thing of the past. I don't know who made the eyebrow stamp, but this has got to stop. This is not cool at all. Use a spoolie. If you have to do something like that, use a spoolie and kind of give it, some hair strokes. Make it look as natural as possible. I like the width of the brow, but right here in the front should have been a little bit closer together. It's making her look a little, alien, a little Star Trekish, in between the eyes. It's giving too much room in between the eyes. And that's why I say always that the eyebrow is the frame of the face, right? So this isn't doing it. This is doing anything for the area in between her eyes and between her brows. It's too far apart, right? The eyelashes are, great. Um, if that's the way you like your eyelashes, if that's the way you like your eyeliner, that's good. She's an older lady. I get it. The eyeshadow is a great color. However, I probably would have went in to deepen the crease because she has hooded eyes like me, so I probably would have done that and not went so high up close to the brow with the darker color, just to give her you know, um, a crease line instead of making it look, too heavy. Because our eyes are going to be heavy anyway because we have hooded eyes. So you don't want to go, too far up. Um, the lipstick application is okay, but that's my main concern is that foundation is too orangey, too yellowish for her skin, um, and it's way too heavy. It just doesn't look good. And, I get it. It's, TV, and this is, true crime. It's a lower budget, so they're gonna go for, you know, the waxy, cheaper makeup. I get it, but at least try to get the right color, um, for your client's skin. And another thing, um, clean that makeup out of your hairline, please. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, we have a lot to talk about in number 7. We have a lot to talk. What is this? What is going on? Number 7 says, been in tears over this for like 20 minutes. I am shook. Let's, okay, let's start with the hair. Can, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's gel. I don't know if it's got to be spray, got to be glued. I don't know what it is, but get it out of her hair. Get that swoop out of there. Make it look more natural. Like, take that off and go wash that product out and make it look more natural. Because this ain't it. The part you've got the concealer on the hair and you didn't clean it off. The foundation is in, the little ringlets or whatever. It's not baby hair. It's adult hair. It's dramatic sideburns or whatever they call it. It's just too much. Okay, let's go for the makeup. The eyebrows are good. I like the brow. I really do. You thought I was going to say something, didn't you? No, I like the brow. I think that this makeup artist has potential in where the placement of the eyeshadow is good. It's a very bold, look. And I think it would have been fine without the diamonds on the eyelids because you are taking up the space where the eyelashes are supposed to go. The eyelashes go there. What? Are you going to a party? Is this a masquerade? Are you like out in New Orleans and you're about to go to Mardi Gras or something? Like maybe that's what this is about. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not going well. I don't understand. Like it looks like you tried to put one lash on and now you're trying to put the other lash on, but the one lash didn't stick and like it's too much. It's way too much. The top half of the face is a completely different color from the bottom half of the face. Now, her hand is in the way, so we can't tell what's going on, and we don't know if she's finished. But what she's done so far is a complete and utter mess. This is a train wreck, and you're going to send this poor woman out into the world looking like she's ready for RuPaul's Drag Race. And this is not it. Like I said, she may be going to Mardi Gras or something. This may be for a party. This may be, you know, like a gag gift or something. I don't know. But can't be wedding makeup, can't be anniversary makeup, can't be, red carpet makeup. This is not cool. This is not cool for an everyday look, for a church look, for a work look. This isn't cool for any of that. I don't know where this woman is going. I don't know what this makeup is for, but I would definitely get rid of the diamonds on the eyes and I would apply a different lash and put the lash where it goes. Because this right here is just way too much. Like, I can't. Somebody said, is she putting the lashes in the bottom of the eye? We don't know. We don't know. Now, I'm going to be real with you. On number 8, finally found one in the wild. Her face says it all. I'm not gonna lie. The foundation is good. The contour is good. The lip color is good. I would work a little bit on powdering around the lip to prevent the bleeding. Okay. Under the eye is good, right? Even the brow, I would clean the brow up a little bit um, towards the center of the face, but it's not bad. Okay. Even the eyeshadow is not 100% bad, but where it went wrong, again, the darker you go closer to your brow, you're going to mess up with that dark color. Bring that down. She has a very nice natural crease, and that's where the dark eyeshadow should have stopped. Should have stopped there. Also, If you're not going to take that brow all the way out, the eyeshadow should not exceed the eyebrow because the symmetry is off, right? Unless you're going for a dramatic, like I said, RuPaul's Drag Race, or you're doing like something like Nikki Tutorials would do, and you're going to have stars and diamonds and all this kind of stuff for, some sort of party or something. This ain't it. Um, Somebody down at the bottom said the eyeshadow is so nice, though it's a shame. Right. The eyeshadow itself, like whoever did this, you're talented. Just bring it down from the eyebrow and watch your symmetry. Now, the eyelashes, it's a bit much, but again, I don't know where this lady was going. I don't know what the event was. Um, but the left lash and the right lash are not doing the same thing. So we need the lashes to do the same thing. We need them to be placed in the right area. We need them to be, on the same page. So, and I like I said, I like, where you were headed. Um, and now that I'm looking at both of the pictures, I'm looking at it on my screen and I'm looking at it on my tablet. I think I definitely would have went with a more pinkish lip, but the placement is good. So I can't 100% say this is so bad, it's ridiculous. No, 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 no. It just, your eyeshadow symmetry was off. And if a person has a natural crease and a good socket, never go past that because you could do a fire cut crease with this. You could do so many things with a person who doesn't have a hooded eye. She has a lot of lid space to work with, and you really could have done something amazing under the brow. You could have, highlighted that sucker to the gods, and that eye look would have been fire. So, yeah, it's not 100%. Whoa! Number 9, MUAs work on Instagram found in the wild. Come on, Instagram. Stop this foolishness. I'm not even going to touch her hair. We're not even going to go there. Y'all know how I feel about, dreadlocks on straight hair. I'm not going there. Let's talk about older tanned skin. All right. Um, you've got to be careful what foundation you use because over tanned skin that has seen a lot of sun over the years is going to have a lot of texture, and you don't want that to come through. So first off, your foundation is not it. It's way too thick. It looks like you're about to, hit the stage at the theater and you want people in the back row to see it. It's not good. Um, the contour is not good. The bronzing is not. Everything is beginning to be orange. It's beginning to be too heavy. Your brows are way too far apart. The eyeshadow is way too heavy, but you do have a nice eye socket. You do have a nice crease. I will give you that. Um, the eyes are closed, so I can only see the fine lines underneath the eye, which should have been brightened up a little bit, and you should have put a moisturizing um, concealer underneath the eye to kind of take away a lot of it, under the eye looks heavy. Take away some of that heaviness. The nose should have been contoured. I think they tried to contour the nose, but no. Anyway, I like the lip color. However, um, clean it up a little bit because the line is a little bit off. The blush is a little bit too heavy. Let me tell you something. Um, Even let's pretend like the foundation and the contour and everything was good and they highlighted the face because I don't see any highlighting going on this face. Let's pretend like all of that is done, right? You're going to cause someone to look a little clownish when everything is highlighted, when the lip is highlighted, and the cheek is highlighted, and the eyeshadow is highlighted. What I mean by that is a feature on the face. One feature is enough. If you're going to feature the eye like that, tone the blush and the lipstick down. If you're going to feature the cheek, tone the eyeshadow and the lipstick down. If you're going to feature the lip, for God's sake, too heavy of an eyeshadow is gonna make you look like a clown. Tone the blush down, tone the eyeshadow down, highlight the lips, bring the brow in a little bit more because, again, there's too much space in between the eyes. And you could really bring that brow in and elongate it a little bit more, and it would have been so much better. And some highlighting because you really went in with the contour. What the fudge? This is insanity. Like, that's crazy work. And why is your eyeliner up above your lash line? What is that? I don't know. That's just my commentary on it. This is crazy work. And number 10. And I'm gonna stop here because we could go on for the full 50, but we're not gonna. We're gonna save some others for later, right? Number 10, category is jaundice realness. This, again, we're talking about the wrong foundation color. And if you're going for a natural look, this is not how you do it. I can tell that she likes, the natural lip and, all of the things. This is not how you do it. First of all, once again, you want to color match, right? The contour is too heavy for a natural look. The eyeshadow kind of looks good, but clean up that brow. The thickness in the middle of the brow is not the same shape as her natural brow. I'm looking at the natural shape of her brow in the picture with no makeup, and her brows were actually, spot on, perfect. And then when you get to the picture with the makeup, you know, what happened? Okay. Too cakey of a lip. Okay. If you're gonna go for something natural, try to use a satin type of lipstick or a lip gloss, but not together because you see how she might open her lip and then you get that gumminess in between the lips is too much product. So you don't want to do that. The jaundicey kind of look, it's meshing with the yellow top and the yellow hair. And then you've got the yellow in the makeup is coming. It's just, doing too much. So I would definitely say bronze or use a lighter contour palette, you know. Like I said, the eyeshadow, the eyelashes, that's great. You just really screwed it up with the shape of the eyebrow, and you gave this girl way too much product on the lip. I would say contour the nose a little bit more. Um, the contour was off big time on the nose. I can definitely look at her nose and tell that, she has a lot of product going on the side of the nose, and it didn't work good. If she's well, she does have a little acne. I'm looking at the natural picture now. That acne is coming through the contour on her cheek, so you want to lighten that color up. She doesn't really need a lot of product. She needs the right products, is what that is. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Um, I don't know what you might call this. Y'all give me a name. Give me a name for this. What would you call this episode? We're gonna be looking at a lot of what to do's, what not to do's, and how to correct things, and all of that. So I don't know, maybe like makeup reactions or something. I don't know. Drop it down in the comments. What would you name an episode like this? So we're gonna be looking at makeup and haircuts and nail disasters and all kinds of things because we want to talk about how to fix this stuff. So yeah. All right, I gotta go make a thumbnail. So I will talk to you guys later. But thank you for liking and sharing and subscribing and all of that good thing. Make sure to leave a comment down below, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Mwah. Peace.